What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to Blazers Uprise Live here on a Monday. We were gone for 2 days. Hopefully you guys survived without us. We didn't have a stream Saturday or Sunday. It was nice to reset. We're back in the action today with 2 streams, starting with this one, then the post-game show tonight. We are going to preview tonight's game and maybe talk a little bit about this upcoming homestand. Beyond that, it's a 3-game homestand right before the break. And then we'll also do, and start off with picks against the spread. As usual, it's a pretty typical pre-game stream, so to say. I'll probably start trying to schedule these. The time obviously just kind of going to be a rough estimate, but I did a whole intro and didn't realize I wasn't live. So I'm redoing the intro. It doesn't get any easier the second time, believe it or not. But yeah, we'll talk about Anthony in the dunk contest because that was a pretty cool announcement that happened yesterday. I wanted to see him in the dunk contest. We'll see if he has the creativity, because some guys have the hops, Eric, but don't have the creativity.
Yeah.
But the dude gets in the air for so long, I'm pretty sure he could do a lot. So I'm very excited to see him in it. He has a legitimate chance to win it. I mean, I don't think Toppin's going to beat him. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But I'm just excited about it. So I'm looking forward to that segment. But first, we got to start off with picks against the spread. And everybody had a good Thursday last week. That is... Oh, wait, let me update this. Yeah, no, that is updated. Except for the last column. Weird. Because I definitely updated the last column. The last column is not updated on that, but here were our records last week. I'll read them off to you off the phone. I have them right here.
Chat can't be stopped.
I added games behind just to see the separation on things for you guys. Figured that was a good addition to it. But Trevin, Westbrook, and Chat all went 6-1. So Westbrook is only 5 games back at Eric. Chat is pulling away too much. I hope Chat starts struggling, man. Because if they were only like 2 games ahead of me, 4 games ahead of Eric, and I don't know, 9 games ahead of Westbrook, that'd be cooler. So quit doing so good, Chat. Beyond Chat, Trevin, and Westbrook being 6-1, I was 5-2. Eric and Reese were 4-3, so we were all over 500 on Thursday. So we all won our double downs. So it was probably the best day collectively that we've had in picks against the spread. Westbrook's almost above 500. So things are trending in the right direction. But you would have made a lot of money if you just bet on who Chat picks on. To be honest,
someone really needs to start doing that.
71-46. Watch, Chat will start struggling now that they're doing so well. But shout out to Chat for absolutely killing it, because you guys have been doing a phenomenal job. So to say, collective group thinking is working out, and that is the evidence. So let's jump into the very first game of the day. We got Orlando versus Dallas. Dallas is a 6.5-point favorite against the Magic. I am not going to make the same mistake that I made on Thursday, because I picked the Magic covering. Or not covering. I picked the Magic in the points against the Nets, and then they lost by like 30 or something like that. So today, I'm going to go in the opposite direction. I am going to go with the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, I think I'm also going to take the Mavericks. Magic just... I don't trust them at all. Mavericks have been playing a lot better in recent weeks.
Yep. Westbrook is going with Orlando.
Reese went with the Mavericks as well.
Oh, yeah. Reese will not be in today's stream. He sent us our picks, though, so we have him covered. So, yeah, just read his out when you can.
Okay.
And then we're waiting on... Trevin went with the Mavs. Looks like almost a clean sweep for the Mavs here. But Westbrook's been on a hot streak, so... I don't know. Maybe he's onto something. Maybe he's found something. We'll see. But it looks like Chat's going to go with the Mavericks. Magic and Mavs look very similar, though. So if somebody has a rough time counting.
Let's trash Reese since he isn't here.
Sounds good to me. Look at that record, 47-70. Westbrook says 10-5 Mavs. So Westbrook alone on the island with the Dallas Magic. I almost said. My goodness. All right, we're still warming up here. It's that 2-day layoff has us. I mean, at least me, a little bit rusty. Let's move into game number 2. You got Philadelphia taking on Indiana. Also, let me know if you like me doing like the team banners like a little bit more. I don't know. I like colored the text a little bit more. Let me know if you guys like that, if you think it looks cooler, or if I should just go back to like white text for the Pacers. I don't know. I just thought maybe it'll look better. I don't know. You got Philadelphia 2.5-point favorite against Indiana. I don't know if they're missing anybody. We don't have Reese in chat to confirm that. But I feel like that spread is pretty low considering the way Indiana's been playing. I think Eric's looking it up.
Tobias Harris has been ruled out.
Somebody said there was no Embiid.
Joe Embiid is questionable.
So interesting spread. And it's interesting.
Embiid is good to go for Monday.
Embiid is good to go. So they got Embiid and Simmons. No Tobias Harris. Indiana's been struggling. Philadelphia only a 2.5-point favorite at home. I think I'm going to take the 76ers.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the 76ers and Reese's as well.
All right.
I'm just having trouble trusting.
And so is Trevin. This is going to go just like, I don't know, Westbrook is too. We getting a clean sweep here?
Go Pacers chat. You can gain another game on all of us. Hint, hint.
Watch, and then Indiana's going to win by like 5.
Yeah. But we need some risk like this.
A couple people said they like the colored text, so I might have to stick with it. Just personalizes it a little bit more, and it's not too hard to do. 8-7 Philly. Wow. Closer than I expected, but you got a clean sweep for Philadelphia here. Let's move on to the third game, which is Chicago against Denver. Denver is a 4.5 home favorite over the Bulls. This is a tougher spread to pick than the first two, in my opinion. I need to pull up like injury status. Nuggets injury report.
Reese is picking the Nuggets.
Wait, is this game in Chicago? I have things mixed up here. This game might be in Chicago.
It is in Chicago. Yeah.
It is in Chicago, yeah. I've got it flipped around. So this game is in Chicago. Yeah, I was going to say, because I put the away team in my logos is Denver. But I put them on the left and said it was in Denver.
Looks like Millsap, Gary Harris, and JaMychal Green are all expected to miss all 3 games before the All-Star break.
Millsap, Gary Harris, JaMychal Green. Tough, man. Who are you
They've
going
been
with?
playing out without those guys for a while, though.
Yeah.
Belgian says you're trying to mislead chat. I'm going to take Denver as well.
All right, I'm going to take the Bulls.
Okay.
Bulls have quietly been decent this year, surprisingly. And they've been injured, too. The East is so weird this year, man. I don't know what to make of the East.
Chat with another 8-7.
Chat went Nuggets, Westbrook.
See, the Knicks are up to 4th.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. I saw a picture that was like the bottom 4 teams from like 4 years ago are the top 4 teams right now. Mm-hmm. It was like Philadelphia, Milwaukee, Brooklyn, and New York.
Yeah, from like 2016 or something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Quick turnaround. Trevin goes with Denver. I mean, you're not going to see that in the West. Oh my goodness. Apologies to everybody. There is your noise spam. My alarm glitches out. I don't even know why it's going off. All right, so apologies if you're deaf, but if you're not awake, now you are. You got Westbrook and me going with the Bulls. You got Trevin, Chat, Reese, and Eric going with the Nuggets. And that is what we got for game number 3. Game number 4, you got the Pelicans taking on the Jazz, who have been slightly coming down to earth. They've lost, twice in the last week?
Something like that,
yeah. Yeah, and then you got the Pelicans at 14 and 19. Utah is a 7-point spread in this one. A week ago, I would have definitely taken the Jazz. In this one, I'm thinking about it more. I don't know if I want to take the Jazz. Injury situations, I don't know. If you have like a report up.
Look, I'm taking the Jazz though. The Pelicans have been playing like doo-doo over the last few weeks.
Bill just says I need to be suspended for that ringtone. The problem is my sound can be completely off and it'll still go off. Like it overrides it. So
I think he's saying your choice of what your ringtone is.
Well, I need to, it's my alarm, so I need to wake up, It's definitely very, very annoying. But, I don't know. I make myself do, math problems on it, and it's gotten to the point where I just go into the app settings and force close it, so I don't have to do it. And then it, glitches out and will randomly go off. So, that's what happened.
According to the site I'm looking at, no one of significance on either team has an injury designation for tonight.
Okay. It looks like I'll pick last. What was Reese's pick?
Reese picked the Jazz.
I feel like Reese is taking on all the common sense picks that he normally doesn't. Because I feel like Utah's common sense here, but I don't know.
So Chat's going to Jazz, I'm going to Jazz, Trevin's going with Jazz, and I didn't see if Westbrook is also going to Jazz. Torrey Island?
I don't know. I mean, with 7 points, I'm tempted to say screw it and be out on an island right now, but do I want to do it with the Pelicans, though? No, I'll regret it too much. I don't. This one isn't close enough in terms of the talent of the teams or just how well they're playing in order for me to go out on an island here. Mm-hmm. But we got 3 more games for me to potentially go out on an island. If the Pelicans outright win, I'm going to be a little bit mad at myself, though. San Antonio and Brooklyn is game number 5. Let me erase the picks. There we go. San Antonio is 17-12. Brooklyn is 22-13. This is the first graphic we've had with absolutely no color. Because you got San Antonio and Brooklyn. Brooklyn, 4-point favorites at home. Or no, on the road. I'm tripping. San Antonio is definitely where the Spurs play. Kevin Durant is still out, correct?
Yeah, I think he's going to be out through the All-Star break.
Yeah. But you got James Harden, you got Kyrie Irving.
One of them didn't play either yesterday or over the weekend. So I was looking at the Spurs first. Let me just get the Spurs guys before I tell you about. Rudy Gay is not playing.
Okay.
That's huge. Derek White and Devin Vassell are also out, all due to safety protocols. Keldon Johnson will not play either for conditioning reasons, I guess from being...
I think he
had COVID or something.
Yeah, something like that. And then
Brooklyn is... okay, so Kyrie is not listed on the injury report, so he should be good to go.
You would think,
yeah.
But it's Kyrie.
Yeah. Just Durant and Jeff Green is out.
Okay. I'm also seeing Luau.
TLC, yeah.
Cabarro. I like saying his name. So I'm going Brooklyn. 4-point spread's pretty small.
Spurs for Chat.
Chat went with Spurs. All right, Chat, you're finally being bold. Shout out to Chat for finally being bold.
I'm gonna go with Brooklyn too. I've been riding them lately, and they usually get me those wins. So
I still think Chat has never been alone on an island with a pick before.
I don't know.
Westbrook's going Spurs.
Westbrook, not Spurs. Yeah.
Because like the mods are, at least Westbrook and Reese are pretty bold with some picks, and Chat, since it's 15 people voting, it trends towards just what the easier pick would be. Because San Antonio, I feel like here's the harder pick, but that's not to say that it's a bad pick. You know what I mean? It's just like it's easy to just take the better team with the points in this one. But San Antonio's been playing really well, no matter who they've had out. They're 17-12, so they actually have less losses than the Brooklyn Nets. Their second half schedule is going to be they're going to struggle in the second half because of how many games they're going to have to play.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to play 40 games in 67 days or something like that, assuming they have 3 left before the break.
Like
Yikes. What was Reese's pick and what's
Reese took the Nets as well.
All right.
And Trevin took Nets.
Cool. All right, so Westbrook going along with Chat, trying to hitch his wagon to Chat. I don't know what that means, but everybody else is going Nets. Here we go. Game number 6. You got Houston. You got Cleveland. Houston is I forgot to put the team. Houston is a 2-point favorite. Watch how fast I can fix this.
I am going to take the Cavs. The Rockets, I think, have lost every game since Christian Wood went down, and I don't trust them at all.
Is he not back yet?
No, he's still out at least another week.
Yep, I am also going to take the Cavs. I've been betting too much on the Rockets in these, and it's been hurting me. Have we agreed on every pick but one?
You and me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Be interesting once we get to Portland. That'll be really interesting. Honestly, I feel more confident in these picks today than any other day. I wish I could put money down on them. I will be shocked if I don't go above 500. Westbrook was screaming at me that he voted before Chat. Okay, Chat attached their bandwagon to yours. Trevin going Cavs. Reese is going with what, Eric?
Reese is also taking the Cavs.
All right. Westbrook is going Cavs. This is Chat's chance to finally be out on an island by themselves. And they went 12-3 Cavs. There's 15 of you. You guys are scared to be alone on an island with 15 of you? Count 15 votes.
There's 2 games today so far that are all one-sided.
Yep. Now, the last game we got is Portland versus Charlotte. And Portland is an 8-point favorite, which is a bit surprising. Who is Charlotte missing? This will be important to...
Gordon Hayward is doubtful. We won't know until around 6 whether he's playing, but that's not looking good. And he sat out yesterday. Also, Devontae Graham has been ruled out already. And another Cody Zeller is also doubtful. So
they're going to have LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier,
PJ
Malik
Monk.
Malik Monk.
The Martin brothers, Miles Bridges, McDaniels, and Biyombo, basically.
Oh my goodness. Portland doesn't usually beat teams by 8, no matter how bad they are. But you still got some talent on that team.
I'm just going to say I'm obviously not rooting against the Blazers, but I've been accused of jinxing the Blazers by taking them in the past, so I am going to test that theory and go with the Hornets tonight, hoping that the Blazers kill them and we win by a lot.
Or you could really test that theory and go Blazers and see if they lose to an even worse team, but yes.
I don't want to be I want to have the reason be because our coach sucks or whatever, not because I took them in points against the spread.
Yeah. Trevin's going Hornets. He said, oh wait, Hornets. Reese is going with...
Chat's going Blazers. Reese is Hornets as well.
Oh, wow. You know what? Normally I'm the one who always picks against the Blazers. They've only played one game in 5 days. Charlotte's banged up. Screw it. I'll take the Blazers along with Chet.
All right.
I don't know if Chat's only gone against the Blazers, I think, once this season out of like 10 times. They are very, heavy with the Blazers, but dope. That's the reason I picked them. Look at all the positivity towards me from Chat.
Wait.
They're also thanking you for not jinxing them, so this is just all around good.
Except for one person is mad at it.
One person is mad at me, Kelly. Oh, unfortunate. Let's go into our double downs. All right.
Reese is the Cavs.
Reese is the Cavs. Okay. Here we go. Cleveland. Boom. The picks on these first two slides are a little messed up, but just because it's like tied to this one. So,
Chat's double down is the Jazz, which is also my double down.
I might go Philly. All right. Chats is the Jazz. I'm gonna go Philly.
Okay.
You and Chat are Jazz. I'm Philly. Bang. Jazz. Chat. Alright, just need Trevin's going Sixers. Trevin's rolling with me.
Okay.
And then Westbrook is also going Sixers. So two of us are going Sixers, or three of us are going Sixers. Two of us are going Jazz. Then Reese is going with the Cavs. So I'm expecting our records to look much like they did on Thursday, where everybody's above 500. Because honestly, I feel like there's some pretty easy picks worthy of a double down in here. Like there's 4 picks that I would have felt comfortable doubling down on.
With our picks, it seems like it's either going to be really good or really bad because a lot of us had the same picks.
Yeah, I just have high confidence in our picks today. So that is picks against the spread. We'll see how we can do. I would love for Westbrook to get above 500. Mm-hmm. You know, I want people tuning in and being like, "Oh, these guys and their mods know basketball and their chat." Wow, yeah, one of them. But maybe Trevin can get there. I mean, Trevin's getting closer to 500 too. You know, he's only 13 games back. He was like 20 plus games back, so he's almost cut that in half. You know, but then Reese, the guy who's in here bragging about how he won $800 off a Siakam triple double bet, and he's just this betting master, is sitting here at 47 and 70. A little disappointed. Hope Reese does better. I expected more from him. Okay, you said you had a story for me, all right? I don't know what the story is, so disclaimer, I don't know where this is going to go or what this is going to involve, but apparently involves Eric and the channel, something, I don't know. I might have a guess, but I'll just let you go and tell it. I'm curious.
Just a real quick story. So this weekend, since there was no Blazer game, my mom was nice enough to watch the kids, so my wife and I could get out of town for a night and just have a nice time without the kids and just relax a little bit. So I went over to Astoria. Growing up in this area, it's like we usually go to like the same beach places, so we're like, let's go somewhere different this time. Mm-hmm. And so we go to Astoria, have a nice time. Sunday morning, we walk out onto this pier and go to this little coffee stand called Coffee Girl, and we get some like breakfast sandwiches, and my wife ordered a coffee. I'm not really a coffee drinker. So.
The only reason Eric is telling the stories to brag that he has a woman and you guys do not chat.
No, that's not it. So I finished ordering, and it's kind of hard to hear because, like, you know, we have masks on and there's like a plexiglass thing or whatever. So this guy's like, he like says my last name or something. I'm like, what? Like, I never gave my name. And so I'm like kind of confused. And then, and he's like, I know you. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't know you. Like, I'm like, wasn't even thinking at this point. Like, I'm still like not like ready to be like,
a celebrity.
The channel. Like, it's not anything. He's like, oh, I watch your podcast or whatever. And I was like, oh, like, what's your name? And so, he's in chat right now.
That's awesome.
He doesn't really comment a lot. His name is Slim Bent, but he's very prominent on Twitter. If he's Slimbo on Twitter, if you.
Oh yeah, I recognize him. That's crazy, man.
So yeah,
look at you. You're famous.
My first brush with someone from chat, and I was really happy he said hi because he was a really nice guy, and it's a great spot if you're ever in Astoria. Make sure you stop there. But yeah, it's
where is it?
It's called Coffee Girl. It's on like this little pier that's on the end of 39th Street.
All right, Coffee Girl in Astoria. If you go to Astoria,
I was so glad he said hi though, because
like,
I didn't want to like have him say later like, oh hey, I served you at this coffee store or whatever. So it was cool that he actually said something. But
Dionysus. I don't know if you guys know his name in chat. Dionysus walk up to me in Vancouver. Once in a Muchas Gracias, he just walked through the door and walked straight up to me, and I was confused. I was like, did I cut this guy off? Is he coming to fight me? Like, because he literally walked straight up to me and then was like, Blazers Edge guy. I'm like, huh? And he's like, Blazers Uprise guy. I'm like, what do you mean Blazers Edge guy? It was funny. But you notice how Eric humbly told that story? You could be honest, Slim Bent, man. Eric was probably like, yeah, what about it? You know, hey, Brad, I watch your podcast. Yeah, what about it? That was probably Eric. Making himself out to be all humble, like he doesn't know he's a celebrity.
I don't want to, I mean, I wanted to give him like a fist bump or like shake his hand or something, but so we just did the elbow bump because, you know, COVID stuff. And like, I don't know, meeting someone, I'm not sure what their comfort level is with that kind of stuff, but
you gotta do the elbow bump, bro.
Yeah. And then he gave me some good recommendations on places to check out that day in Astoria, and yeah, it was a really good experience, and he was a really nice guy. To make sure to go check out his coffee place.
Yep, if you vacation out there this summer, you got summer coming up. It's been warmer, the days have been longer, it's been nice. Wait, hold up. When is the clocks like lose an hour? Is that early April? Are we like almost there?
I think it's this weekend, actually.
Is it this weekend?
I believe it's coming up here soon.
I thought it was in April. I know it's sometime soon. Beat you to it.
Oh, it didn't come up right away. Oh, March 14th.
So March 14th. Yeah. So it'll be getting dark at like low past 7. That'll be so nice, dude. That'll be so nice. Although I'm going to struggle a little bit more with my sleep schedule, and then I might have to pull an all-nighter on that night. Yeah, so, I don't know. Daylight savings time is in 2 weeks. Don't forget it. I don't know where this is going. That's a cool story, though. Yeah. Is that your first time that's happened to you?
Yeah, like, I mean, there's people who, like, know me or, like, I know they're going to be somewhere and you know, say hi or whatever, but, like, in terms of like just
random, not even
caught off guard, like not even knowing, because I mean
on vacation,
who would have thought like just going to get coffee that you'd run into someone, you know? Like, yeah,
that's pretty cool. Just wait till Eric gets used to it. I'm just kidding. Let's talk about this Charlotte Hornets game. So we already laid out the injuries. This should be a game they win. I mean, I picked them when they're an 8-point favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So they better win. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they had some time off. Maybe that helps them a little bit. But they had time off before their last game, and it didn't. But, like, Charlotte is the type of team, like, especially with who they have out.
And you mentioned the Timberwolves.
There is CBS Sports. See, I use CBS Sports scoreboard on accident, and it still autoplays videos. But Charlotte seems like the team you could get away with running some drop scheme against. I don't know. Like, LaMelo is crafty, though.
Shooting well, yeah.
Attacking the big, and he's shooting well enough that you kind of have to respect it. You can't really go under. But he doesn't shoot much from mid-range. You know what I mean? Like, he isn't comfortable. He doesn't shoot from mid-range, really. So let me look up his stats. I want to see, like, how often he shoots from mid-range.
While you're doing that, so a few weeks ago, I don't know if you saw that chart that showed, like, everyone's, like, it was just a line graph with, everyone's shooting percentage from 3, and then, like, so to the left was the Blazers' opponents, and, like, during the 6-game streak, it was, like, all teams on the left side, towards, like, worst in the league, and then the losing streak's been almost all teams on the right that are good shooting the three-pointer. And at the time that graphic came out a couple weeks ago, Charlotte was down on the left side. Right now, they're at 7th in the league, so they've been shooting the ball well the last few weeks. So it'll be interesting to see if they continue that against our schemes or if they...
Thanks for making me regret my pick.
Yeah. But that's probably with Hayward, some of those games, and Devontae Graham's obviously can get hot from 3 and stuff like that.
So LaMelo shoots 36% from 3 to 10 feet, 39% from 10 to 16 feet, 33% from 16 feet to the 3-point line. 15% of his shots come from 3 to 10, 8% of his shots come from 10 to 16, 4% of his shots come from 16 to 3. So he's not efficient in that regard, but he does have a decent float game, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see him play. Like, to actually, I haven't watched a Charlotte Hornets game live all year. I honestly have not watched a ton of NBA basketball live this year compared to a normal year. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see him live. Without Gordon Hayward, he's going to be the go-to guy there. Him and Terry Rozier. So you gotta shut those guys down. PJ Washington is coming off a really good game. I don't know how much he finished with last game, but he had like a 20-point first half.
I think he finished with 42.
Did he? Yeah. PJ Washington is another guy who I feel like is kind of under the radar, but people shouldn't sleep on. He's averaging 13 a game, 6.5 rebounds. That 13 a game is coming in only 29 minutes. Per 36 minutes, he's averaging 15.5. So he's not somebody that has like a super high volume of shots for like a legitimate starter, you know what I mean? But he's a good 3-point shooter. Shoots 38.5% from 3. Shot 37% his rookie year, so he's a good stretch 4. Shooting a little under 50% inside the arc. He's not a defensive guy, but he's a guy who's developed quite nicely there and is still only 22 years old. So, I mean, Charlotte has some pieces, especially when healthy. You look at that team, and doesn't look that bad, man. You got Gordon Hayward, LaMelo, Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier's been playing pretty well this year. You got PJ Washington, Cody Zeller. I've never been a huge fan of, but you got some pieces doubtful, there. So. Yeah, Terry Rozier on the season. This is the one guy I'm worried about, bro. Mm-hmm. And you know I always used to trash his game, but he's improved a lot the last couple years. He's shooting 49% from the field and 44% from 3. Really good shooting off the dribble. How are we going to guard his pick and rolls? Because I feel like if you drop... Terry Rozier is the perfect guy to trap, bro. In my opinion. I don't know, man. Like, trap him, take him out of the game.
Previous years, it might be like, let him shoot.
Yeah, but it's like, who else... I mean, yeah. And that was kind of my point. But last year he shot 40%. Before that, he was a little overrated, in my opinion, in Boston. But in Charlotte, he kind of blossomed.
So
Here's my thing is like, who else can create plays other than him and LaMelo that they're gonna have in the lineup? Like PJ Washington averages 3 assists a game, but he's a big. He's not really going to do that at a high level. I don't know who their starting 3 is gonna be. Who was it last game? Do you know? If you could figure that out, maybe one of the Martin brothers.
It was last night, so
I forget which one is better.
They were lucky to win last night. The Kings just had they were like up 8 with the ball and free throws or something with a minute something left and lost that game.
The Kings?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why everyone was like fire Walton today.
Yeah.
We did have a firing today, though.
Yeah, it was Lloyd Pierce, which I don't really understand.
They actually started McDaniels and Biyombo with Washington, Ball, and Rozier.
Yeah, if you can contain that backcourt, you're winning that game. It's literally that simple. You contain that backcourt, you win the game.
Monk and Bridges each played over 30 minutes off the bench.
Yeah, well, they're guard heavy. They're guard heavy. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Malik Monk, who was looking like a bust his first 3 years. He has been phenomenal this year. Mm-hmm. He's been shooting 46% from the field, 44% from 3. It's only 20-game sample size, but he's looking like the guy that Charlotte envisioned when they drafted him. He's barely 23 years old, right? So he's still pretty young. But you look at his percentages, his first 3 years: 36% from the field, 34% from 3, 39% from the field, 33% from 3, 43% from the field, 28% from 3. Like, that wasn't going to get it done for a guy who's like not going to distribute. He doesn't even get 2 assists a game. He only plays 22 minutes, so I mean that's important. But he's not a distributory guard, so to say. He's not a defensive player. He's basically just a microwave scorer off the bench, like kind of your prototypical 6-man. He was never efficient enough to really justify getting minutes on a good team in that role until this year. His true shooting percentages have gone 48, 52, 53, 61. So he's had a huge jump this year.
I wonder if getting basically kicked out of the league at the end of last year with an indefinite suspension maybe helped him get off of something that he was doing or get his life back on track away from a dark road it was going down, and maybe that could have been the best thing that happened to him because he obviously put in some work over the summer and has come back a different player.
Yeah. Quinn Snyder at this point is the coach of the year, but James Borrego deserves to be like in the conversation because there's a lot of guys that are outperforming expectations, so to say. Gordon Hayward, I think, has been quietly phenomenal. Malik Monk has outperformed anything he's done by a long shot. Terry Rozier is having his best career year. LaMelo Ball has I know a lot more people were higher on him, but still to get 15 and 6 right now from him, and with the way LaMelo has been decently efficient too, which I didn't really expect, but he shot 35% from 3. He shot 50% inside the arc. His true shooting percentage is 55%. That's average, but I expect him to be very inefficient. You look at his 1 year in Australia and how inefficient he was. So he's to go from the NBL in Australia and be inefficient, like 27% from 3 and like 39% from the field or something, to then make the leap to the NBA and also take a leap in efficiency is very impressive. I didn't really expect that. So, you got a lot of guys there that are playing well, so to say.
I think you should include Thibodeau at that group too, if you're including anyone else.
Oh, Thibodeau for sure as well, yeah. Just kind of in like the, behind, the pack behind Quinn Snyder, because Quinn Snyder is obviously, right now, unless the Jazz fall back to earth, he's going to be the coach of the year. But yeah, so, I don't know. It's
They're 17th in points in the paint, so not, great, but not terrible either. As Trevin points out, I think they're first in assists. At least they were. Nope, they've fallen to third in assists, but they average 27 assists a game, which is, I think, about 7 a little over 7 more than we do.
Yeah, they move the ball well. Our rotations and the way we scramble is going to have to be on point. If not, we're going to have some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. But we should be able to score on them. I don't know what they rank defensively, but just looking at the roster, it doesn't seem like they should be a good defensive team. LaMelo certainly isn't good. Terry Rozier, I don't think, is particularly good.
Last thing about the offense before I look at the defense. So they're 5th in fast break points. So
yeah,
that's definitely a bad thing that we struggle with is getting back on transition defense.
But we're rested, so good game to be rested for.
Right. But in terms of defensive efficiency, they are down around 21, 22, depending on which side you look at.
How are they that much better than us? You don't look at their personnel. Our personnel isn't worse defensively, bro. Mm-hmm. You got Malik Monk, LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Devontae Graham. They play small a lot. Cody Zeller isn't like a good rim protector, in my opinion. PJ Washington, I wouldn't say is a good defender. Gordon Hayward is like okay. Bro, how are they better than us defensively? They do not have better defensive personnel. Mm-mm. They don't. They absolutely do not. But they're 21st, 22nd. Because James Borrego has a little bit of a clue on how to coach a defense.
Yep.
I mean, that's the only way I can justify it. Like, that's the only difference. That's the only advantage they have in my eyes. But yeah, you got Melo versus the Melo tonight. I hate that people call him Melo because whenever I hear Melo, I just think of the real Melo. They can do threes to the dome, back and forth. That'll be interesting, but I don't know. Their bench isn't particularly good with these injuries. I mean, you got Malik Monk and what else?
They're second to last in opponents' points defending the 3-pointer. So they give up a lot of points from the 3-point line. So that is one thing that should be in our favor tonight. We should get a lot of threes.
If we have a decent defensive game, we could easily win by double digits.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel comfortable with this pick. That's the thing. It's like we should be able to put points on the board. Even running even running Stotts fence, we should be able to put points on the board. Just because they don't have the individual defenders. But it's like, okay, so we can put points on the board. Let's defend too. And let's make this easy. But knowing this team, I feel like this game is going to be somewhere like they just play like an okay half of defense and then a bad half of defense, right. And it's closer, And I picked Blazers +8 just to go out on a limb. Mm-hmm. I don't feel confident in that being the case, That's the pick I'm least confident in. I just, said screw it, went for the Blazers because I normally don't, and normally everybody else does, and I decided to flip it around. But yeah, I don't know. If they defend, they'll win this game.
Yeah,
in my opinion. But
another note is they struggle keeping teams off the offensive rebounds too. So Cantor should have a really nice game, getting a lot of rebounds in this one.
But how much of that is because they start Cody Zeller? Because he's not a particularly good rebounder.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because at the beginning of the season they were talking about having PJ Washington as their center a lot, and now he's playing like small forward and not center. Yeah. It's one of those games where on paper we should easily win, but it kind of scares me too.
Statistically, Zeller is actually a decent rebounder. Mm-hmm. My perception of Cody Zeller has always been that he's soft on the interior in terms of rim protection, and he can get bullied on the boards. Bismack Biyombo is actually a worse rebounder than him. I thought it would be the other way around, so that'll be their starting center for Cantor to go against. He'll have a chance to do some damage there if our shots aren't falling. Like I said, it's like they give up a lot of threes. We should be able to hit some threes, and if we don't, we should be able to get some offensive rebounds and putbacks. We should be able to score points. It's if we're not able to score points, it's because we're making it easier on them by the type of offense we play. It's that simple. But regardless, I still expect us to score points. It just comes down to the defensive end. That is the end to watch tonight.
Mm-hmm. And if
And
Dame
then,
gets trapped, we'll just keep running pick and rolls because that's what we do, right?
yep. Oh my goodness, I don't even want to talk about that.
Just to say,
Disgusting.
it's a good thing for our sanity and for just everything that video wasn't available during the stream after the Laker game.
Bro, I just looked at the schedule to look at the next 3 games. I am not looking forward to after the All-Star break. Bruh. Minnesota, Minnesota, New Orleans, New Orleans, Dallas, Dallas. That stretch is going to be boring. I hate playing the same team 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, what I don't like about it is the fact that it takes like an adjustment between the 2 games usually. You have to work on things that didn't go well and not necessarily do exactly the same thing, even if they went well the first time, and I don't have confidence that that'll happen. Yep. So.
Yep. The problem is, this is like against 2 bad teams right now in Minnesota and New Orleans. So that's probably going to be at least 1 bad loss, possibly 2. And then Dallas, I don't know. It's, I hate 2 games in a row against the same team. And then later in April, you got Memphis, Indiana, Memphis. Like, you really couldn't space it out any more than that. We play Memphis 3 times this year, don't we?
Yeah, it's because we were supposed to play them a home and away earlier, and then, so.
Bro, we play them 3 times in 6 days.
Yeah,
couldn't spread it out more than that.
I think the first 2 were like the only 2 days they could fit in the games that they missed or something. I don't know why, but that was just the days they picked to like makers, man. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, after Charlotte, you got Golden State on the 3rd, and then Sacramento on the 4th. We'll preview that Sacramento game. That'll be the last game before the All-Star break. Next Monday, Blazers Uprise Live will be at 9 p.m. because it's during the All-Star break. So we will recap like All-Star night because you got a lot of Blazers participating in that.
Yeah. Surprisingly.
Rocco in the skills challenge, according to some people, he can't make a basic read and pass, but he's going to be in the skills challenge. So, my goodness, there's no way he's going to be able to pass that ball through that circle, man, because he's just incapable, But I'm rooting for him. I actually think he can pass a ball through a circle. I think he can make a basic pass. Some people love to hate on our players and say they're incapable of basic basketball things, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to root for him. And then Anthony in the dunk contest, Dame in the 3-point contest. I am excited for Anthony in the dunk contest to see what he can do. I wonder if he's going to use Dame as a passer. That'll be interesting. I don't know. It'll be fun.
Like you mentioned earlier, some people, even if they have incredible hops, aren't the greatest showmen when it comes to dunking. And Ant has actually said that in the past, that he doesn't really have a bag when it comes to that. But hopefully he brings something.
I mean, he got Derrick Jones Jr. to mentor him, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro, think about if Anthony wins it, though. We will have the previous 2 dunk contest champions. You know what I mean? But everybody wants Aaron Gordon because, he's athletic, he can dunk. Bruh, how do we don't utilize Ant's or Derrick Jones Jr.'s athleticism all that much? You know what I mean? And people want Aaron Gordon because, he brings athleticism that we need. Bruh. You look at Nas, too.
Yeah.
Like, Nas, when they did that backboard thing, Nas gets up. He gets his head to the rim, too. Like, we got athleticism on this team, and people act like we don't. Obviously, we got, Melo, and Melo's not super athletic, and Covington's not super athletic or anything, but, I don't know. It'll be fun to see what Anthony pulls out the bag. It'll be weird because there's not going to be fans there, is it?
I don't think so. I think it's a made-for-TV event, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's not going to be... The fans are going to be the players. You know what I mean? The players in the All-Star game or something because it's happening at halftime or... I don't know. Let me search it and see if there's any news articles.
Just because people were asking earlier, so they're doing some special thing about the HBCUs, which are historically black colleges and universities. They're honoring them in some way. I'm not sure what they have planned for that, but Rocco is, I believe, the last player in the NBA that went to one of those colleges. Not saying there can't be more in the future. Hopefully that will be the case. But as of now, I think they selected him for that simply because they wanted him to represent the HBCUs, that he's the only person who can represent them if they're trying to honor them. So, yeah, it's kind of weird having him in the skills contest. But a lot of times someone like that will be like surprising in a contest like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so don't sleep on Robco. It'll be interesting to see what Anthony comes up with. There's one spot that they have left to fill in the dunk contest. I don't think Toppin will win. He's just, I don't know. Big guys like that, it's hard for them to do enough to win. Cassius Stanley is legit. I don't know if you've seen how athletic he is, but he is a legit athlete, so he'll have a chance for sure. I like that they are showcasing the young talent. But, like, not picking guys that don't deserve to be in it, you know?
That's interesting because not a lot of people like that.
But
they
like,
want to see big names only, you know?
Like who? LeBron?
LeBron
ain't going to put on a show like Anthony Simons could. You know what I mean? Like, sure, it'd be cool to see LeBron finally in a dunk contest, but, like, it's not going to be as entertaining as an Anthony Simons, despite him being a bigger name. Like, what is he going to be able to do? He's going to windmill? Can he even go between the legs anymore? You know what I mean? Like, so, like, these young guys, man, like, they can put on a show, you know? I wish Derrick Jones Jr. was in it along with Anthony. It'd be cool to see them both in it, but...
Well, Derrick Jones Jr. is the perfect example of someone who not a lot of people heard of before winning the dunk contest, so...
So, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if the Blazers can take care of business tonight as well. Is there anything you want to touch on before we sign off?
No, just hope we have a great stream later with... lots of positivity because the Blazers had
even if they win
to work on some stuff.
Even if they win, it probably won't be super positive because they're still probably not going to move the ball and they're still probably going to run drop scheme and they might, you know, Dame is going to go into hero mode and we'll win in spite of it, you know, knock on wood. But that if we win, that's probably how it will go. You know, and then it'll be like, cool, you know, good job, Dame. We'll talk about some players doing well, and we'll be happy that our losing streak is over. But, yeah, this team got to play better basketball. Just
Speaking of that, I did say, or I did see on Twitter, so I don't usually pay attention to this anymore because in terms of whether it relates to wins or not, it often is mixed results for the assist numbers. But this year, over 25 assists, we're 7-0. Under, we're 11-14 or 11-15 or something like that.
Yeah, pull up that stat to anybody who says assists don't correlate to winning.
Yeah. It absolutely has this year. I mean, like I said, years past that might not be the greatest measure. In fact, I think there's a lot of... See, the problem is, and this is why bad teams are often high up in assists because they get down by a lot and have to push the pace of the game. You know, they have to shoot quicker and stuff like that, which leads to more fast breaks and, you know, 3-pointers, and the defense isn't quite as locked in. So that when you get up into the 30s or something for assists, that's not always indicative of a team that moves the ball well. It just might be the game flow. But there's like a sweet spot, I feel like, with the Blazers where if they reach a certain amount and it's not because they're losing, I feel like that's a really good sign to look at with this team.
Yeah, it's just reflective of this team moves the ball, their offense does better, it's a lot harder to guard. It is that simple. So, yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in to Blazers Uprise Live. We appreciate you being subscribed and watching the second channel. We will be back on the main channel tonight with the post-game show. We'll see how that goes.
We only needed 23 more subs to get to 1,000 on this channel.
We've been stuck in the 70s for a while.
If you're watching right now and you're not sub, please sub.
Yeah, sure that would be awesome. It would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, make sure you follow us on Twitter at TorreyJonesYT for me, at HoopsJock for Eric, at Blazers Surprise YT for the channel. You can see, you know, possibly some rants tonight. I might have to start doing those the commentary of our offense again because I thought those were pretty funny. Yeah. but it also showcased, the our offense being kind of a joke. So I don't know if you want to follow me. I'm almost at 1,200. Follow Eric so he can get to 1,000. And catch us over there. Other than that, that's a wrap. I think I'll just sign off with this. I'll catch you guys later. Hope you have a good rest of your night. We'll catch you after the game. As always,